first formation of living beings, when the spirit touched matter. Kardec explains that, in the beginning of times, the Earth did not have conditions for life as we know it. The globe was still burning with incandescent vapors, covered by primitive oceans and atmospheres laden with gases. But as the planet cooled, chemical forces began to act, combining simple elements into increasingly complex compounds. It was then that the spiritual principle, in contact with organized matter, gave rise to life. Life, says Kardec, is not an accidental creation, but the result of the union between the material element and the intelligent principle. The vital fluid, an emanation of the universal cosmic fluid, penetrates matter and animates it. It is the intermediary between the spirit and the physical body, the divine agent that transforms the inert into the living. Thus, the first cell was not born from nothing, but from an intelligent impulse that ordered chaos under the guidance of universal laws. Modern biology confirms that life depends on an extremely precise combination of physical and chemical conditions. Stanley's experiments in the 1950s showed that amino acids, the basic building blocks of life, can form from simple gases when subjected to electrical energy, simulating the lightning of primitive Earth. But science still does not explain how these compounds organized into conscious living systems. Spiritism responds, what was missing was the spiritual principle, the divine spark that guides matter. Kardec anticipates the view now supported by astrobiology. Life is a universal phenomenon. The cosmic fluid that gives origin to worlds contains within it the seeds of all vital forms. Thus, life can emerge in different points of the universe whenever conditions are favorable. There is no boundary for the spirit. Where organized matter exists, there is potential for life. Quantum physics adds a new understanding to this mystery. At the subatomic level, particles and energy fields behave interdependently, suggesting that consciousness participates in the structure of reality. This view aligns with the spiritist principle that the spirit is the essential cause, and matter is merely the instrument. The birth of life, therefore, is the moment when divine consciousness touches energy and transforms it into organized form. In Kardec's narrative, the first beings were simple and imperfect, adapted to the primordial conditions of the planet. Over time, through the action of natural laws and under spiritual influence, these organisms evolved into more complex forms, paving the way for the emergence of intelligence. Life, therefore, was not created ready-made, but evolved step by step, a process guided by providence. Modern evolutionary biology confirms this principle. Natural selection, genetic mutations, and adaptation to the environment explain the diversity of species, but not the origin of the vital impulse that gave them initial movement. Kardec foresaw this when he said that science would one day understand the link between spirit and matter, the soul of life. Organic chemistry and genetics reveal that all forms of life share the same fundamental code: DNA. This biological unity reflects the spiritual unity of creation. Each molecule is a divine signature, each cell a spark of the Creator's thought in action. Life is spirit multiplying in infinite expressions of beauty. Kardec teaches that physical life and spiritual life are not distinct, but two sides of the same law. The first is the temporary manifestation of the second. Matter is the field of learning, spirit the eternal student, and life, in all its forms, is the school of the soul in progress toward perfection. Thus, the first formation of living beings was not a supernatural miracle, but a natural act of divine intelligence, carried out through the eternal laws of the universe. Wherever science discovers life, there will be the presence of the Spirit, silent, animating each atom and guiding evolution toward the light. If this reflection has awakened admiration for the wisdom of creation, share it. Because understanding the first formation of living beings is recognizing that life is the Spirit of God smiling in matter, and that eternity beats in every being.